University of East London has a wide portfolio of courses. So when we look at our undergraduate and postgraduate markets, the courses are broken down into different schools. So we have 5 schools currently, and the most popular one actually for Nepalese students is our School of Business and Law, where we run all of our undergraduate and postgraduate programs to do with business and business management and MBAs. We also have our School of Computing and Engineering. So computer science is extremely popular here in Nepal, as is engineering. And we have our School of Arts, so those students who perhaps are more creative, looking at fashion and design and media, that supports those students that are looking for the creative industries. We also have our PGCE programs run out of our School of Childhood Studies. So those students that maybe have ambitions to become teachers in the future, we're counselling and teaching the teachers of the future. And really we are in our year of health now, so we have a real mission at UEL to make sure that health inequalities are tackled globally, not just in London. So we're in our year of health. If you go to our website, you'll be able to see all the work and the research and the investment we're doing in the health space. But our programs like biomedical science, nursing, physiotherapy, they all come under our School of Health. So we practically have every program except medicine. So all of the courses are available on our website, and any student that has an ambition to come and study in London, I would encourage families to really do their research about University of East London.
Jupiter Media presents Destination UK television show promoting British education and development of Nepalese diaspora in UK.
Hello, I'm Namaste. Welcome to Destination UK television show. I'm your regular host Sunila Acharya, and the show is all about British education, prominent universities stories, Nepalese students' experience and thrive British lifestyle. So today we are going to talk about the University of East London to provide you the fresh information about the university, updated programs and the career outcomes. We have very special guest from university side who is none other than Stephanie Walton. She is the International Director for Recruitment. Let's welcome her to the show. Stephanie, you are welcome on our show.
Well, first of all, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
Stephanie, you are welcome on country of mountain and Himalayas. So first of all, would you please tell us something about yourself and your Nepal visit for this time?
My name's Stephanie Walton. I'm the Director of Recruitment and Admissions at the University of East London. And the purpose of my trip this week to Nepal is to meet our collaborative partners that work in the market here and support families and students to make their decisions. I'm keen to meet those agent partners that counsel the families to give the proper advice and make sure that the University of East London's portfolio and curriculum is communicated properly to families so that students can make the right choices. So I'm here for a week. I'm here in Kathmandu, and I'm thrilled to be here, as I said. So at the moment, our partnerships are with our agent partners. So what we are working on at the moment is direct partnerships with schools and colleges that are teaching A-levels and international baccalaureate. At the moment, we are just starting exploring MOUs here in Nepal. So more news on that in the coming year.
Okay, great. Let's have a talk about the academic programs at University of East London. Could you please give us an overview of the undergraduate and postgraduate program offered at University of East London?
So University of East London has a wide portfolio of courses. So when we look at our undergraduate and postgraduate markets, the courses are broken down into different schools. So we have 5 schools currently, and the most popular one actually for Nepalese students is our School of Business and Law, where we run all of our undergraduate and postgraduate programs to do with business and business management and MBAs. We also have our School of Computing and Engineering. So computer science is extremely popular here in Nepal, as is engineering. And we have our School of Arts. So those students who perhaps are more creative, looking at fashion and design and media. That supports those students that are looking for the creative industries. We also have our PGCE programs run out of our School of Childhood Studies. So those students that maybe have ambitions to become teachers in the future, we're counselling and teaching the teachers of the future. And really we are in our year of health now, so we have a real mission at UEL to make sure that health inequalities are tackled globally, not just in London. So we're in our year of health. If you go to our website, you'll be able to see all the work and the research and the investment we're doing in the health space. But our programs like biomedical science, nursing, physiotherapy, they all come under our School of Health. So we practically have every program except medicine. So all of the courses are available on our website, and any student that has an ambition to come and study in London, I would encourage families to really do their research about University of East London.
Talking about the UEL's unique offerings, what makes UEL stand out from other UK universities, especially for international students?
For our home domestic and international students, we see the students the same. So whether the student is a local student in London or coming from Nepal, the services are available for our students to support that. We have a real kind of mission that all the students that have the ambition to come to the university, that they start successfully on their course, they stay on course through all the services that are offered at the university, and they graduate out the other end. So this year we're pleased to have the accolade that was awarded to us by the Times and the Sunday Times in the UK of University of the Year for teaching quality. So that sets us apart, first of all, from the whole of the sector. We've been recognised for our teaching quality as University of the Year 2025. The other thing that we're really proud about this year is every year in the UK, every graduating student is surveyed. It's an independent survey called the National Student Survey. And for the students that graduated last year, we were ranked first in London, first in England, and third overall in the UK for student positivity. So their student experience has been rated number one. And the reason that the students rate us, our own students rate us in that way, over and above other institutions, is because of the support services available. The number one mission of the university is the careers guarantee. So we want to make sure that every student that studies for the University of East London has a career goal and a career outcome. We work with actively over 2,500 employers in the UK and globally to ensure that internships, placements and graduate jobs are available for our students. And that doesn't mean that they can just apply for jobs. We embed in all of our courses career-ready skills. So that's a mandatory part of every course, whether you're studying computer science or business. We want to make sure that students have got the skills that employers want, not just the academic rigor. So we want to make sure that the support services are available for all students to kind of achieve their goals, whether it's to start their own businesses or to get a graduate job. I think it's really important to emphasize that UEL is a very inclusive university, and what I mean by that is there's a real sense of community at UEL, and being part of the UEL family is really important. So from the moment the visa is issued to a student, there is webinars and phone calls and personalised videos that come through from the student, from the academic team, from our enrolment team and from the recruitment team based here in country, so that the student is very aware and understands what the process is between visa being issued and arrival in the UK. And once the student arrives in the UK, there is a whole program of events to make sure that onboarding is successful, that students meet their fellow scholars and can access the societies and the extracurriculum societies that are available to students to make sure that they settle. Because we know if students are on the right program, they understand where they're going to be studying and what the process is, they're much likely to be more successful on their program. So I think that's what sets UEL apart. We've been around since 1898, so we are a long-established institution in London, and we're very experienced with international students. We're one of the biggest intakes of international students every year in the UK. So our services are equipped to make sure that all students, wherever they're coming from globally, including Nepal, are looked after and they are successful on their program.
Employability service for Nepalese students is the most important part. What employability support or career services are in place for students from countries like Nepal?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, one thing to highlight is we have a Nepalese society that was awarded Society of the Year last year because of all the work they do across the Nepalese community in London. So that access is available to all Nepalese students. And we like our students to be actively involved in those sort of community-based societies because I think that helps build networks and it helps students settle in and make sure that they can be successful in the lecture rooms. In terms of outcomes, I'd be happy to share with the news channel some stories around successful Nepalese students and our partner who I'm with here this week, Real Dreams. They are our representative in country that actually students can get advice and counselling from and make applications to UEL via Real Dreams in Kathmandu. I've asked them specifically to find me the alumni stories of the students that have been particularly successful in their careers, so that we can share that with families through the Real Dreams website and on the UEL website.
Pre-CAS interview is a really common challenge for individual students. So UELE conduct pre-CAS interview as part of the admission process. What are the common reasons students fail and how can they better prepare?
Well, it's always a nerve-wracking time being put under any sort of interview process. So it's a controlled condition, right? So we want students to feel prepared. I think the number one failure that can come back is that the student looks like they're unprepared. The student needs to turn up and be filmed confident in their responses. So looking away from the screen, looking down as if you're looking at notes that you've pre-prepared is not something that would enable you to pass your interview. So I think the number one advice from me is to really prepare, and that is know the course that you're studying. Have a really good reason why you want to study that course and what your intentions are. What do you hope to be in the future? What do you hope you will be able to do with that degree or that postgraduate master's course in the future, and relate it back to your career goals? I think that would be the advice. So just knowing why you want to study, and I guess why London and why University of East London. So show the interviewer that you've done your research and be confident because really the interview is not about failing you. They want to pass you, but if you have come unprepared, then there's a question mark over whether you really have intentions to come and study.
Okay, if a student failed the pre-CAS interview, what is the refund process and how long does it typically takes?
We have a very small percentage of failures, happily, because Nepalese students do their preparation. But if it so happens that you've paid your deposit and you don't actually pass your pre-CAS interview, it's a very simple process through the Real Dreams team here. You would be notified that you haven't passed. They would activate the, two things. They would ask you if you wanted to defer and apply to a different intake so that you can go through the process and try again for the next intake. Or if you want your refund to be issued, they would contact us directly. And we have a very, very close working partnership with Real Dreams where they would notify us if a student wishes to withdraw and action a refund. And on average, refunds are taking 7 working days.
Stephanie, thank you so much for your valuable time and thoughts. Finally, what's your message to the prospective Nepalese students and their parents, those who are considering University of East London?
Well, first of all, you would be joining a community of over 40,000 students. So UEL is got a large cohort of students. And we have students from over 160 countries from around the world. So a very diverse university in the heart of East London. And what that means for students, particularly undergrads from Nepal, is that you have access to all that London has to offer. We are 15 minutes on the tube system from central London. And those students that perhaps are doing postgraduate, for example, and maybe have a desire to work in the city, you can see Canary Wharf from our campus. So access to industry and access to careers is really our main mission and our point of difference. So I would say that Nepalese students do extremely well at UEL. Like I said, 1 in 17 students currently studying in the UK from Nepal are studying at the University of East London. And September is open. So any of those students that are currently considering their options, September intake is open, and we are welcoming applications from Nepal currently. My admissions team are reviewing applications and getting responses to students as quickly as possible, because we know decisions are important. Families want to know whether their application has been successful. So I would encourage any students who are looking at undergraduate programs or postgraduate to contact the team here at Real Dreams in Kathmandu. And they will handle all the advice and counselling to families and get the applications underway, so that, you know, if you have a desire to join us in September, we absolutely would love to welcome you. University of East London treats and recognises our partners wherever they're working across the world as part of our extended community, and value them as partners, because we're entrusting partners like Real Dreams to really uphold our brand and reputation in the market. And we trust them to do that because they have worked with us for over 10 years and they have recruited successfully every year a large proportion of Nepalese students. And just to kind of reconfirm UEL's commitment to Nepal, currently 1 in 17 students that are enrolled in the UK from Nepal are studying at UEL. So we have a large proportion of the community of Nepalese students, and Real Dreams are a real partner in that. They are a significant contributor to the Nepalese community at UEL. They understand that we have obligations to uphold, that we have compliance obligations to the Home Office and UKVI to make sure that the right documents are submitted, that the student has a easy journey from the point of application to enrolment. And that means by giving good advice and counselling to families and students so that they understand the process. And Real Dreams do that extremely well. And they work very closely with us. I think that makes the difference. They give us insight as to what opportunities are available here for perhaps curriculum development. And they also give us information around challenges that students may be facing, so that we can really work on our proposition, and so that Nepalese students can come to UEL knowing that they will be successful. I think that's really important.
Great. Thank you so much for your valuable time and thoughts.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Today we have talked with the University of East London representative regarding the university career outcomes and the facilities provided for international students. So if you have any questions and queries regarding our program and any suggestion for betterness, you can write on jupitermedianepal@gmail.com. Also follow our different social medias and the Stay Tuned News 24 television. Take care. Bye-bye.